Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer software testing interview question 281. That is, what is extreme programming? Let me answer. So what is extreme programming? Extreme programming is shortly known as XP. As you can see here, I have written in the circular brackets XP. XP stands for extreme programming. It's one of the agile methodologies. As we already know, there are different SDLC models like waterfall model, prototyping model, RAD model, Big Bang model, Agile model, right? V model, and many other. Okay, Agile is one of the SDLC models. Under that Agile SDLC model, we have different methodologies. Okay, under Agile SDLC model, we have different frameworks or methodologies, and extreme programming is one of them. So we already know Scrum, Kanban. Okay, as I already covered them in the previous sessions, as part of the previous sessions in this series. Scrum, Kanban were few of the Agile methodologies. Similarly, extreme programming is also one of the Agile methodology or framework we have that projects can follow as part of Agile. Okay, values and principles. So similarly, we have Lean, Crystal, and DSDM under the Agile methodologies. But in this session, we are only focusing on extreme programming, Agile methodology. Okay, so what is this extreme programming, which is shortly known as XP? Okay, so it looks like theoretical, guys. Okay, so it looks like theoretical because in extreme programming, lot of topics are there. Okay, so without this categorization, it's not possible for me to explain you guys like what exactly is extreme programming. At a high level, it's an agile methodology. It's shortly known as XP. But what exactly is extreme programming? Where it is applicable? Which projects, in which projects it is suitable? Lot of things have to. What are the practices that are generally followed uh, in the projects which actually use this extreme programming? What are the values that are followed? Okay, a lot of things are there in extreme programming, guys. Okay, so let's go slow, guys, slow, step by step, and understand each and everything in all the directions of the extreme programming. Fine. So for that, let me expand this XP. XP is a lightweight methodology, guys. Okay, it is a lightweight. Why we call that lightweight means it will not overburden the developers. Okay, if in a project as part of software development, if the developers are using extreme programming, they don't feel overburdened, guys. Okay, that's why the extreme programming is a lightweight methodology. Okay, it's a lightweight methodology where developers are not overburdened with overwork and all those stuff. Okay, and at same time it's responsive. It gives a lot of responsiveness to customer requirements. Okay, so it's very adaptive to the customer requirements. Whatever the customers say, uh, that is given the highest priority. Okay, so very responsive to the customer requirements. That is the next thing that is achieved generally with extreme programming projects. And uh, and one more important point here is in extreme programming, we take the best practices. Okay, we collect all the best practices that have been working well in the past in all the development projects. So a survey kind thing can be conducted on different development projects. In that, whatever the practice that is working in the project, or that kind of practices are implemented in the projects using this extreme programming. And they are not only implemented, guys, they are taken to the extreme levels. Okay, very focused and extreme levels they are taken to. The best practices that are already working in the existing projects or in the past projects, they are collected and taken to the extreme levels. Okay, to get the benefits. So this is what is extreme programming. Okay, so we have to understand extreme programming in different directions. It's not going to overburden the developers. It's going to give a lot of responsiveness to the customer requirements. Okay, and at the same time, it's going to follow a lot of best practices that are working well in different projects. And not only collecting the best practices, guys, they are focusing on taking these best practices to extreme levels while building the project or whatever it is. Okay, and which type of projects generally have to use this agile methodology, that is extreme programming methodology? Which projects it is suitable for? It is suitable for small to medium sized development of teams. Okay, if the team size is small team is there or medium sized team is there, in that case only extreme program is generally suitable. And also in some projects what happens is very vague or rapidly changing requirements will be there. Okay, the requirements are keeping on changing and they're very vague and confusing or something. In that kind of thing, vague requirements or rapidly changing requirements, in that case also extreme programming is for such projects also extreme programming is applicable for. Okay, are suitable for. And also some software projects where the new technologies are being used or research projects are being done, there also extreme programming is very beneficial because lot of best practices which are working already in the development. Different development projects are collected and taken to the extreme levels, right? So this kind of things, it is so much applicable for. Okay, so in extreme programming there are a lot of good practices followed. So what are the good practices? These are all the different good. There may be even more than this list, guys. Okay, so whatever I have come across, I have collected here, but there can be more than this list that I have written here. One of the thing is code reviews, guys. Okay, code reviews are taken seriously in extreme programming projects where pair programming, where two developers will be sitting side by side, and while the one developer is writing, other developer will be reviewing the code, and they will be interchanging their roles, where other person who is reviewing will be writing the code, and other person who was reviewing will be writing the code. Okay, like they will be interchanging, and that is what is code review will be done, taken seriously. And testing by TDD, guys, test driven development. Okay, test driven development is followed where continuously writing and executing the test cases. Okay, so here in this projects where extreme programming is there, we continuously, as part of testing, we have to keep on writing the test cases and executing the test cases, continuous process. Okay, so test written before even code is written. Okay, so a test means not only the software tester test, the developers also will write tests, right? Unit test, integration test. Okay, everyone, developers and testers, have to continuously write and execute the test cases. Okay, and these tests need to be written even before the code is written. Even before the code is written, code is ready, the test should be ready. Okay, the test should be ready. Such kind of test driven. Okay, test will be driving the development process. And here good quality design. Okay, focus is given to the good quality design. Daily daily good amount of time is spent on continuously working on design, guys. Okay, design is very important. So this kind of good practices are followed in the projects, because you see all the best practices that are working well in the development projects are collected here. These are few of them. Okay, so which these all these things, these good practices will be taken to the extreme level and done in the they are not taken simply. Okay, they are taken seriously to the extreme levels, and then uh, the project will go on. Okay, incremental development, guys. Okay, so incremental development means, you know, right, the software will not be developed at a go, instead incrementally. Okay, it will increase in size. Okay, so iterations will be there, iterations will be there, and after every iteration the software size will increase, right? Some requirements will be done in first iteration, then next set of requirements will be done in second iteration, then the software size will increment, and so on. Okay, and also early, to collect early customer feedback. So when because of these iterations, what happens, some sort of software will be ready, and the customer can actually check the software and give the early feedback. Okay, when the early feedback comes, the development happens well, right? So then continuous integration testing, guys, is also very important. Continuous integration testing, unit tests, integration tests will be written by developers, and they are continuously tested. They are tested several times a day. It's not one time a day. These unit tests and integration tests keep on running throughout the day. Okay, keep on running throughout the day, and they are generally automated, guys. Okay, for every build. That means frequent checkouts will be there. Developers will keep on frequently checking the code. They keep on checking the code, and for every version of the code they are changing, the unit test, integration tests need to run. And this frequent changes will happen multiple times. Developers keep on pushing the code changes throughout the day. In a single day, multiple times frequently they will push the code, and this code has to be tested frequently again. Okay, so what happens, automation also, it's better to go with automation, right? If it is automated, they keep on running, and defects can be detected early, right? So because of the code changes, because they're very extreme level, whatever they are doing at extreme level, guys. Okay, code changes they are doing at extreme level, testing they are doing at extreme level, like that. Okay, that's the thing. Short iterations will be there. Okay, here I was talking about incremental development where iterations will be there, but the iteration size will be very small. Okay, unlike other agile methodologies, iterations will be very small, and frequent changes will be done, and tests need to be run very frequently, and because of that automation is required. And coding is very free, as I already told you. The developers have to code very frequently. Okay, frequent code changes in a day, multiple times they will check in the code. Okay, they'll the new builds will keep on coming, guys. Okay, new version of builds keep on coming. Okay, because of that changes. Okay, and testing, because of this builds are coming very frequently, testing also has to speed up, right? So continuous regression and testing need to be done. Generally, continuous regression testing is not just what software testers will do. Even unit tests are also comes under regression testing. Integration tests come under integration testing. System tests, all the tests which all these levels of tests like unit tests, integration tests, system tests need to be automated and continuously run, because code changes are also very frequent. Code changes are also very frequent, and because of frequency, the defects have to be identified early in because of the code changes, anything got affected or not. For that, testing also should be very fast, and for that, manually if you want to do, you cannot do it, right? All the tests, how can you run it very fast for each and every version? So continuous regression testing is required at the unit testing, integration testing, and system testing level. And for that, all the levels, that is unit, integration, and system, are automated, and they are frequently run to detect the defects early. You see the last point I told you, right? Reducing the defects early. Okay. So unit tests are written way before the programming. Before developers will write the unit tests or integration unit tests before even writing the programming, and continuously run them to eliminate the defects. And automation is generally preferred in this extreme programming, guys. Automation plays a key role in extreme programming because all levels of test, unit, integration, and the system test will be running continuously because of the continuous code changes and frequent changes. Okay. So defects need to be identified very early. Okay. Then only this extreme programming concept will work. So on the top of all this stuff, guys, right, this much of concept is there behind the extreme programming, guys. Okay. So if you have to explain extreme programming, you have to cover this much of topics. Okay. It follows good practices at extreme levels. Okay. So whatever you remember, you try to explain in the interviews if you get across this, if you come across this question. Okay. So values are, your communication is given more importance, simplicity of development is given more important, customer feedback is given more importance, courage, developers have to do the code changes very frequently, and testers have to test it. You see, this all happens with a courage. Without courage, how these things happen so frequently? Testing, automation need to be done, testing need to be done, development need to be done. Without courage, this will not happen. Respect, okay, lot of respect, like, because respect from the customers or all the directions, because we are following very good practices and all. Okay, so this is what is extreme programming, guys. So hope, guys, you understood what is extreme programming. I know that these concepts are very big, and but you should get a flavor of what is extreme programming. It doesn't mean that every project will follow whatever that I mentioned here. A subset of extreme programming is generally followed. Even I have done a project of extreme programming, but all these things are not followed, guys. Okay, so some things are matching in that project, something are not matching in the project, but if you go and search in blogs or websites or whatever the places right around, okay, different websites have different information on extreme programming, and there are very big articles, very small articles. Okay, you can do an R&D and scientific research on this extreme programming. So much a big topic this is. Okay, but this much amount, if you can digest, then it's all good, guys. Okay, so that's all about what is extreme programming. In the next session, I'm going to answer another software testing interview question for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.